that loses it. Sim. Ivan Dinamo. Very interesting journey as the central midfielder for the Lions. Crossing clubs, it is not. Of Italy before coming out to Australia. Fixture.
Just needed to be well switched on there. A couple of errors creeping into the Knights in these early moments.
Now a chance for the Lions to get the tall timber forward. Corner goes short. Rizuki's got that powerful left foot, bends it in instead. Idamo was rising, headed towards the near post. Ninth place, getting in the way of Manos. Then, well, would have been goal of the season. And Ivan Idamo been able to pull that off. You have to respect the hustle, but it will be a goal kick.
I don't mind the attempt, I don't mind that at all. But Eastern Lions again showing just that bit of strength on the set pieces. At least 5 of their 9 goals so far have come from a set piece situation. Razuki again with a raking ball in, just not quite there, but early warning signs for the Knights are going to need to be well switched on here.
And also sending his side long. It will be a free kick. Jopless with the ball in the middle of the park. Lions will reset. Trying to keep it in on this right flank, they'll do so. Short, sharp passing, and it's going to come off. Genis Lamberis into the middle, but the heavy first touch from Losty. Drutsis giving chase, trying to win it back quickly. In the end, the free kick will be given away.
Very good move there from the Lions. Good link-up play, good build-up. The Knights need to look to this broadcast side, this close side here for Albano and Semakul try and link up. Both allow a lot of energy and a lot of direction going forward, as we see here Albano trying to make something happen. Not quite though.
Battle for it in the middle of the park. Just set forward speculatively by Jan Albano. Just goes out of too heavy with the touch, however, and Coulter can collect. Selic once again back to Price. Not that many in support, so we'll twist and turn. Eventually brings it back in with Frangi. Frangi has it blocked away, can come again. Sumayoro, high ball up. Albano is waiting. It's headed clear before it can get to him by Sim. And now perhaps space for the Lions to exploit. Well, not like that. Instead, it will be coming back with Albano. Use his speed, Albano gets there, left-footed, cross in, cleared away by the Lions. Just with the clearance, the Knights will have the opportunity to collect to just come straight back once again. Carrying the ball up the field, got a little bit of a shove, but advantage played. And now the turnover comes. Shibashi gets bailed out by his teammates in the end, but Selic, Albano screaming for it on the left, he gets ignored. Franchi tries to play a ball in behind the line for College. Has to battle and try to win it, and in the end he's just going to give away a goal kick.
Thomas Manos there willing his side further and further. Trying to get some momentum going here. The Knights just haven't quite found that opening just yet. Again, Albano had all the space they needed to have that run on the left, really honoured there by Selic, but it didn't quite work out as Eastern Lions looked for a switch here. It's Guinness Lambert.
Thought the whistle was coming and was eventually rewarded. And Lions immediately begin to amble forward as they get the opportunity to reset the territory from this free kick. Perfect night for football here at Summer Street. Balmy April evening.
Big week for the Knights as well, celebrating their 69th birthday, I believe, early in this week. Proud and historic club, still very much here and contributing to football in this country in a big, big way. Eastern Lights looking to spoil the party here, though.
Selic. Oh no. Plays it back into the middle of the park for Morton. Selic. Shibashi. Mayoro. Slowly trying to build, but on that occasion again, Lions defence holding. Cooler to the middle of the park, all over the top for Albano, but he just gives up the chase as it goes long.
Want to see a bit more play directed down this left side here by the Knights. I think they've got the players in Semakula and Albano to really force the issue, to really drive the Knights forward. Just looking a little bit disjointed, particularly through linking up middle of the field and to those attacking spaces. You're going to need to be a lot sharper and not bang their head up against the wall like they did a few times last week against Gully. Uses the spare ball to get us going quickly. Guinness Lambiris comes away with it, however, and then he'll play it to Ivan Diadamo, who gets fouled. Italian man in the middle for the Lions. Talked about his significant experience in Italy. Stints in Australia with Brunswick City, Adelaide Blue Eagles, Broombank. Switch is on for the Lions, but Ziggy Rizuki just couldn't really decide what he wanted to do with it. Control there, eventually sort of half chest, half shoulder, really. Couldn't make proper contact. Mitros just sends it back in and out for a throw-in.
Petros, formerly stints for South Melbourne, Oakley. Now finds himself with the Lions. Princess. Suzuki. Little flicked on pass there from Losty, but Druntz's pass intended for Rizuki is heavy. Staromitrus came for it, left it behind. Lions scrambling defence bails him out before the Knights can exploit that space open on their attacking right flank. A bit agricultural from Ryan Losty. Manos coming under pressure, has to get rid of it, slips over. Just keep his feet in these situations, does Manos. Viewers of the round 2 fixture against Avondale will remember that his inability to keep his feet heavily involved in the event. His first goal.
The intent here is very good by the Lions, you have to say. They're not afraid to press, they're not afraid to harry the Knights defenders. And again, some of their link-up play has been really good, just haven't quite found those attacking openings yet, but they just need to continue to persist with that. They've approached this in a really smart way, and defensively compact, not really giving much away at the moment, and looking really sharp in these early exchanges.
Kept in there by the Knights. Semakula does well initially to keep it in, but then his pass is heavy, and it's an easy collection in the end for Keegan Coulter. Keegan Coulter, of course, well-known figure in NPL circles. Sits with Oakley and South in the top tier. He's the goalkeeper in the year at NPL 2 level, as the Lions were promoted to the top flight for the first time. Of course, that was all the way back in 2019. Lions hoping that it is third time lucky as they attempt to complete the first season in the Victorian top flight. As this ball over the top, it's collected by Losty, but the shot straight at Manos.
Well read there by Manos. He's really building up a really strong resume at this level. Has put in some astounding performances throughout his time here at the Knights. Again, the intent was good there by Losty. Just couldn't quite make the angle work, but it's a Knights looking forward here.
Samayo giving chase, keeps it in, loses his footing, but recovers quickly enough to keep the play going. Just side throw in there. They're attacking right flank, but you can see immediately the Lions getting numbers right behind the ball. Their defensive fronts on the edge of the box. 3 midfielders back there as well. Knights send a high ball into the top of the area, sent clear by Genis Lambiris. Selic trying to sneak a pass through, gets it to Albano. Albano onto the right boot, gets the shot off. Well saved by Keegan Coulter.
Great pass there to open up the play for Albano, giving him the space to cut in and get the shot away. Made a really good attempt at that. Coulter was very much up to the task there though. Riding a very stable head here at the Eastern Lions in a very tumultuous time, of course. It'll be tonight, so looking to press their first corner of the game.
Hangs go up, players make the runs. Came in towards the near post and it crashes off a host of bodies to the turf, and in the end it will roll out off an Eastern Lions player. Chance for the players on the stage to take up their cues once again and run it back. Selic presents for the short corner, gets ignored. Pack forms towards the top of the area. In the end, so that was Sumayoro. Set the header in, but it's well over the crossbar.
bit of afters there with Diadamo and Frangi there up front. Letting him know he's well there was Diadamo.
Going short. Bit of a horror touch there from Sean Kennedy. Watch that one back again. It's giving Selic a chance to carry the ball forward. Got ball. Selic. To Bryce. See the Lions immediately assume their defensive shape. 4-4-2 without the ball. Trying to fashion a chance on the counter. Fritz is giving chase. Bryce sends it out to the left. Samakula bring it inside. Pursued by Sean Kenny. Shibashi. He'll lose the duel. Plays. No real avenues through and not a lot of movement from that front line from the Knights. In the end, the ball is just sort of speculatively floated over to nobody in particular. Albano applying the press. Sent forward, and that's a high boot from Guinness Lambiris.
Dicey there from the fullback. But again, it looks like the Knights... The lines are just too far apart, and just the forward half is just looking too isolated through the middle. Selic has been able to get on the ball, but he hasn't quite had, the space to play that ball forward. He hasn't quite had the options presented to him. So you're going to need to tighten that up here, the Knights, if they're going to not bang their head up against the wall, of course.
Again, the Knights just frustrated in their attempts to play their way through, and the pass intended for Albano sails over the top. It mattered because he was offside.
Eastern Line's looking like they're missing the presence of Marcus Dimanchuk going forward here tonight. He's, of course, been the leading goal scorer with 3 goals in 8 games. Didn't quite make it up for tonight's game. It's a free kick here. Going the way of the Knights for a bit of a clash there. And it looks like the trainer should be out here shortly. It looked like a bit of a heavy knock.
Remonstrating. Drex is involved. Zeki there as well. Marth providing the Knights counterpoint. Moving over to the benches quickly. Have a chance to recalibrate, get some fluids in. Just the second meeting in NPL history between these two sides. They got one out before the season was cancelled in 2021. Didn't meet in the only 5-round-long 2020 season. Of course, much happier memories for the Lions of that contest than for Knights in what was a bit of a shock upset. 2-1 win to the Lions, going up 1-0 in the 58th. Albano equalising late. But then Ryan Losty scoring the winner very late on.
Looks like he will be all clear to continue forward tonight as well after that heavy landing there, which is good to see.
Frangie trying to play it through. Bit of a shirt pull there on Sumayoro, looked like. He certainly thought so. No give from the referees, and it will roll out. Or a goal kick. So, as you were, gentlemen. Players jogging forward to send this one. Long. From Diadamo. In the end, Lions' desperation earns them a free kick. To take it quickly, Franchi. Bit of gamesmanship to slow it down. Signed from Marconi in the off-season, Franchi. 4 goals to his name this season. That ball, it's headed for Guinness Lambiris, but Simakula does well. And now, potentially, some space for Gialbano to operate in on the left. Trying to play the give and go. Comes off. Oh no, that low centre of gravity, carrying it forward. Now Franchi, he's swarmed, but retains possession. For Sumayoro, he's through because he's offside. So the Knights, probably the most fluid move forward thus far from the Knights, ends with an offside on Mohamed Sumayoro.
With a bit more initiative, with a bit more direction, Manos taking the game on, playing it quickly to Albano, giving him the space to manoeuvre, giving him the space to work into. Hasn't seen nearly enough of it so far tonight, Albano. It's going to be key tonight. Of course, himself, 3 goals in 8 games. So also with Mohamed Samara, the standout performers for the Knights throughout this season so far.
Gian Albano coming up so big for the Knights in their win over Bentley here earlier in the season, scoring a brace. Ball in, headed clear by Sim. Loose ball there. Selic does well to win it. Manos. Time. Just hands up. Gama. A long ball over the top. And Sumayoro has again meandered into an offside position, and a few of the fans, well, probably more encouragement, let's just call it, for the assistant than Sumayoro, I guess. Probably disagreement about that flag.
Lions trying to move the ball quickly there, referee not having any of it. Eastern Lions once again being able to disrupt any sort of momentum that Melbourne Knights have been able to just try to get forward, which has been few and far between, unfortunately, to them.
He sends it back. Just applying the pressure. A bit of head tennis going on. Selic eventually says, bugger that, let's put the ball back on the grounds, and then I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross or a pass or just a random thrash against the night. In the end, it is an easy collection for the Eastern Lions. Morton turning, giving it to Simakula. He goes back to Bryce. Losty in his face, forces it back to Manos. Losty coming again, making sure that Bryce knows he's there. Simakula ducking and diving, and eventually he'll be forced to go back to Manos. In the end, he just goes long. Will find a teammate. Golic. Crossfield pass. Shibashi. Head in the hangs from Ishibashi. He knows that he needs to do better there as he puts it out of bounds.
Have had some success there with the Eastern Lions pinning back the Melbourne Knights fullbacks throughout so far, particularly on this left side with Simakula not being able to really make some darting runs forward. Really smart approach so far here continuously by Eastern Lions in this half hour just gone.
The ball and then doing enough to ensure his side retains it. The flank. Mayoro bringing it inside. Maybe to whip something in for the Knights if they can just find the angle. Actually, it's to the top of the box. Simakula has the shot blocked away. Desperate scramble for it. Eventually the Lions clear. Stick tries to bring it down, can't control it. Hustles to try to defend, and in the end perhaps applies enough pressure to ensure that the pass intended for Gian Albano was heavy. Goes out for an Eastern Lions throw-in. Every man bar Tom Manos in the Lions half. Knights trying to pack them in. Albano chests it down. In the end, Kenny did enough to play it to Guinness Lamberis, and then he just boots the ball into the Knights half. Game of parry and thrust, Albano's effort that forced a save from Keegan Coulter still really one of the few notable times that either side has actually gone at the opposition's goal in anger. A lot of foreplay, nothing beyond that as of yet.
Not allowing any fluency for, with the Eastern Lions, really pinning the Knights away from goal, really not allowing them a really clear look at it, causing a bit of frustration. You can sense that building here. It's a good run through the middle of the park though.
Charlie Fry gets it out to Ziggy Rizuki, a left footer, chance to run down that flank. It does well to try to marshal him, and in the end does enough to force it out for a throw in deep on the Lions, attacking left flank with the hands of Rizuki. Nobody really presenting an option for him, forces him to just speculatively throw it in there, and as one might expect, headed clear by the Knights. Dropping between the Lions defenders. Back three with the ball as it's played forward for Rizuki. He gets it to Drutzis. Drutzis advancing into the area. Cut it across. Couldn't find a way to get it to Losty. Rizuki now. His cross blocked away. So his more unfamiliar right foot. Gets it to Drutzis. Princess forced a battle, and in the end gives away the free kick.
Just missing that little bit of quality, I think, going forward here, the Eastern Lions. Otherwise, you know, they'll be very good value for a goal.
Who just put it out for a corner.
Needed to be on point there, did the former Bentley Greens man in Charlie Fry. Couldn't.
Swung in, big pack forms once again. Booted clear by the Lions. Sent back in with a bit of venom by Selic. But he was blocked away.
Again, Selic just trying to make something happen there, really. Showing really his technical quality, I think, on the ball repeatedly tonight. Just hasn't been able to do so to big effect as he would like.
Battling forward, Georgiopoulos takes it away for the Lions. Princess rides one challenge. Has to ride another one from Selic, and in the end he loses out. Croatian midfielder trying to spring his side forward in attack late. We have around 7 minutes of regulation remaining here in the first half. Scores remain tied. Eastern Lions 0. Melbourne Knights 0. Really, neither goalkeeper has had much to do. Samakula cuts inside. That will be a comfortable collection from Keegan Coulter once again. Rizuki plays in the middle, but Georgiopoulos had to work for it after a bit of a hospital pass, and then a night swarm. Franchi Phew. Yeah, Ziggy Rizuki just letting him know about what looked like more of a hip toss than a footballing challenge. Bit of afters as well. Oh, players flying everywhere. Oh, God. It's all lapped in here now. Just when one player goes down, the fire gets put out, then another one goes down. How's your mother? How's your father? Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
A little bit of how you doing here at the moment. About as much fire I think as we've seen all night, Joe, but again, hopefully it gets a little bit more willing, a little bit more tense. I think that's what this game's been lacking, just a little bit. Might see a few cards here. Referee sorting things out.
Yeah, Coulter's up there as well. Not sure if he's up there to play peacekeeper or fly the flag. Cheese out of the referee's pocket for a few players. There are about 4 or 5 players around him and about 4 or 5 players there who probably deserved a yellow card, so we'll endeavour to get you the details on exactly who he was booked at the half-time break, which is just less than 5 minutes of regulation remaining here at Knight Stadium. And after all of that excitement, it will be Eastern Lions free kick. Some cards here as well. Oh yes, we are. So they had the initial flashes of the yellow ticket, and then after consultations with the assistant, a few more come out, adding at least, one would expect, 90 seconds to 2 minutes of added time, we hope. Eastern Lions caretaker coach Andrea Lombardo trying to get his point across. Lombardo assuming the mantle in the main chair after the resignation of Daniel Koshti Pushkashu ahead of round 8. Rice steals the ball away, carrying it forward, the big man, the defender. It's inside, bowls a man over, eventually loses the ball. Yadamo. Sim. Back to Coulter. Yadamo collects. Forward, Drinsis goes down. Bit of an elbow in the back there from Samakula. Immediately picked out by both the referee and his assistant. Georgopoulos. Fry. Sends it forward. Neat little flick on there in terms of velocity. However, he was in an offside position and probably wasn't ready for it. Seconds continuing to tick away here at Knight Stadium. Still scoreless. Knights trying to fashion something late this first half through Sumayoro. Zelic. Here's the footsteps. Samakula. Look up. From Bono on the left. Cutting back onto that right peg. Just play it back out there to Morton. Morton sends it in towards the back post, headed clear. Vidamo skies it. Shibashi sends it back. Losty competed for it. Skittles him and his marker. But Bryce was there to put out the fires. All over the top. Important intervention there. Sumayoro was lurking as Fry got ahead to it. Healthy shove. Advantage played. Or no foul, one of the two. Fry. Georgopoulos. Turns. Sends it out to Guinness Lambiris on the right. Has a bit of time to pick out what he wants to do. Searching ball there, intended for Sean Kenny. Looked away. Ishibashi. Alongside him, he carries it in. Zelic! Wound up, didn't hit it as well as he's hit some others tonight. It was a comfortable save for Coulter.
Doesn't mind a shot at all, does Selic. Confirmation there as well. 2 minutes of added time in this half. Bryce doing well to read the play there. And we'll go back to Manos.
A bit light on the added time for UK, considering the fracas that we had.
I was thinking at least 3 myself, but yeah, a little bit of surprise there, but alas, we go on. Knights getting a little bit more willing here, I've noticed in these last few moments, just putting in some heavier challenges. Nothing stupid, of course, but just letting Eastern Lions know that they're there. They need a bit more of that. They need to get something going in this second half at least. The Knights, if they're going to take all 3 points, looking well short, especially going forward.
To Bryce. Shibashi. Selic. Looks up. Samakula collects. Trevor Samakula. For Albano on the far post, he got a touch, went the wrong way. Acrobatic flying there from Franchi, but left the ball behind. Just under a minute of the allocated time remaining. Knights have a throw in. Albano, just across the field. Ishibashi, Sumayoro. Approaching master of the dice territories in this opening half for the Knights. Knocked down, Selic again, locked away again. Franchi this time, he gets dispossessed. Battling for it. And that will be all she wrote for an opening half in which both sides, they huffed and puffed, and then nobody really tried to blow the opposition's house down, Katie.
Yeah, very fair call there, Joey. I think both sides really cancelled each other out. I think at times frustrated each other. Was the Eastern Lions' shape had them in really good stead and really frustrated the Knights, who really struggled to look for answers there. Again, it's going to be a big second half as they look to answer some of those questions that the Lions have thrown at them. But definitely a big second 45 ahead to come.
One would imagine that the Lions would be the happier of the two sides heading into the dressing rooms on a
It's okay. yang dia ya.
Oh iya, tapi beda bosnya. Princess.
Oh, mobil itu.
Iya.
Yang di
Kalau yang
Gantian,
dia beda juga.
tapi merek
Iya, merek sama.
banyak merek.
Tapi ya kayak dia kayak Princess itu. Pakai nama.
Kayak
Iya, iya. Merek sama kayak ACK begitu.
itu ya.
Iya. Apa itu? Gojek? Dimaksud kayaknya. Iya.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Knight Stadium at Summer Street for more NPL Men's Victoria action. If you are just joining us here for the second half, it is Melbourne improvement. Let's just put it that. 2 shots for the Knights in the first half, 1 shot for the Eastern Lions. Both sides really struggling to really find their way to create some, well, much in the way of any fluid attacking play, but we live in hope, Katie, that improvements will be drawn in the second half and action will pick up a bit more in this second 45, don't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not enough.
Tiga ini om, 3 porsi. Apa namanya? Anggota DPR.
Nowhere near enough shots on target. Too much wasted possession. I think too much dead possession. I think we called it even at halftime. But again, hope springs eternal here at Knights. There's a halftime change for the home side with Justin.
Belum kata yang coba lagi. Anggota DPR. Ini tiga ini.
Mikulev facing Kuki Ishibashi on that far side.
There's an angle. No, he didn't really. Well done from Coulter to close it down after his initial punch almost. This side into trouble, and Sumayoro's effort just finds the side.
Initial fumble, if you will. Again, that's what you want though, a bit more pace, a bit more direction, a bit more going forward for the Knights. They're trying to force the issue.
Yeah, Keegan calls it a reason to sweat a bit more, to be honest. Rather comfortable in that opening stanza. And also it's on base in the Knights goal. But Lions now trying to build from the back. Charlie Fry looks up. Long, high ball. Drutz is trying to get underneath it. He's onside. For now, at least. Yes, he is onside. Chris Drutzes. Back into the middle. Georgopoulos. Idamo. Goes one way and then the other. Rizuki on the left. High ball in. Can't get under the header properly there, Kusti. And it is the Knights that come away with it.
Sensing both sides look like they've been told Easter holidays hasn't quite started just yet. There's still a job to do, especially now. Big 3 points on the line here for both sides. Again, the Eastern Lions not afraid to get up on that halfway mark, but it is a bit more space to exploit here for the Knights.
That's well done there from Mikulev round the Darmo, and then ball in. Coulter just getting down low, trying to punch it clear. Mikulev trying to spring his side forward again, but the pass is behind Jack Morton. Lions perhaps with a bit of a let off there. Playing bulldozing through his Charlie Killer goals in the past from range, but on that occasion it would have taken something markedly more special than what he produced there to try to beat Manos.
Yeah, it needed to be a bit more on point there, but again, I think he looked to just sort of disrupt the Knights, really looking to try something incredible there. Alas, nothing doing. But again, a bit more pace this game, a bit more intense so far early on, a very good sign. As well, Mikulev not afraid to get forward, a bit more accuracy in his movements as well too, which has been very good.
That one headed on and sent straight back by the Lions. Bryce underneath it. Head tennis breaking out once again. Rizuki puts it on the turf. Rides one challenge with Drutzes. Won't get there. Mikulev content to watch it roll out. Bit of cheeky, silly pass there, Drutzes. It's never an Eastern Lions throwing. So back. To ride one challenge and then avoid the other one from Drutzes. Trying to flick it round the corner there. It's Frangie, and then it's going to come to Sumayoro now. Can he find a man? The cutback was attempted and then blocked away at the last. Important intervention there from, in the end, I think it was from Stradomitros.
Needed to be on point there, did Stradomitros. Had College bearing down with the late darting line into the box. Again, good work, good selfless work by Frankie just to force the move there. Sumayoro taking that more central role. But again, good attack from the Knights, looking forward to now a set piece here.
Frangie takes it short. To the middle, Selic dinks the ball over the top, headed clear. Selic on his chest, shielding the ball. Mikulev forced to turn, play back to Selic. Pass blocked away. So back to College. Marth, as the Knights will be forced to reset and find their shape again.
Really read the move well, did Eastern Lions, to really not allow Selic any space at all. They know he's going to be able to fire a shot away. They're trying to prevent that. Forced him to go back, forcing the Knights to reassess and recalibrate to try and go forward. Just that, I guess, that positional discipline, that situational awareness that they're bringing to this game, really standing them in good stead here. Just going to need to find that moment of quality going forward to really break this up and potentially take a massive 3 points away from Knight Stadium. Just confirming as well, Eastern Lions not making any changes at the break. Of course, Alice Thomas, Cindy Nortis, and Alessandro D'Amelio on the bench, as well as backup goalkeeper Stephen Hajikaku, sorry.
Metropolis trying to turn it around the corner, picked out. Trying to hustle and bustle his side forward, but the Lions defence hold firm once again. Mikulev wants some time to figure out what he wants to do with it. Bit of a shimmy over the 1-2. Came off, but then the follow-up pass intended for Sumayoro gets blocked away. Oh, Mikulev and then Sumayoro. And he's fallen over.
Blame that one on the pitch, you'd have to think. It's very patchy in parts there. Hasn't quite been his night, has it though? Samara's caught himself offside a few times, so I couldn't quite get a possession there, but he's just going to need to keep at it because he has that quality to break open a game. It doesn't take much at all for it to happen either.
Knights pitch still recovering from the disease that swept through it across the opening weeks of the season. It is improving, but you are right, Katie, a few patches still out here. It's Bryce, sends that one back towards the Lions' goal. Mikulev, crossfield pass, sent back. Selic, sent flying as he got his head on it. Simakula then thrown to the turf. That one earns the Knights a free kick. Taken quickly, intended for Sumayoro. Rizuki gives chase. Sends it back. Sumayoro, Mikulev. Coming under pressure from Losty. Now Losty goes around Marth. Drutzis has a bit of space to try to burst into, but Selic does well to get back quickly. Losty now. Marth blocks it away. Sends it out, but only as far as Ziggy Rizuki. On his preferred left peg, tries to meg Sumayoro. Goes down, winning his side a free kick, and this potentially, Ziggy Rizuki, bit of a set piece specialist, maybe swing something in here on his left boot.
Just offering more of a contest there, Rizuki is. I think is the Eastern Lions really trademark up forward. The likes of him, of course the fearless skipper as well, Drutzas really putting in a lot of work in terms of harrying defenders, the Jules sort of space. What a moment here for the Lions.
So we got Georgopoulos and Rizuki standing over it, right footer and a left footer, in swing or out swing, pick your poison.
Angle favours the skipper here, surely.
Whistle goes, will be Georgopoulos towards the back post, strong mark in the end from Tom Manos. I think there is a footy game here tonight, maybe somebody should send the clip through to them.
Own the area there, I read that perfectly, it did Manos. Good movement here by the Knights.
Give and go, gets to Sumayoro on the right, tries to get it in, was flicked on by Franchi. That is where the move ended. Losty. No real overlapping options, so he forced to go backwards. Ball finds its way through in the end to Kenny. Tried to get things going down the right, blocked away, and now can the Knights get forward quickly? Franchi battling for it, surely a short pull, and the advantage isn't there, so it's going to be coming back.
Well refereed and well played there from number 14, Anthony Franchi. Really did well to hold up possession there, really made a nuisance of himself for the defenders. Of course, he doesn't mind a contest himself. He's up there with some of the highest contested duels in the competition with 119 so far this season. Making the move across from the NPL New South Wales.
And you can see Zelic standing over. We've seen him hit. We've seen him hit Four-man wall for the Lions. Aiden Bryce in there as well. Coulter directing traffic, and this looks, for all the money, like Selic, he's going to try his luck.
At least try and force the issue for a knockdown.
Selic, straight into the wall. Angle wasn't there for the attempt, and then side Nat. Punch, Katie. Sums up this football. The referee blew it beforehand, and he's given up what I think is a free kick for the Knights. A push in the lead-in, pushing. I think it's Aiden Bryce down there holding his back. I think what's happened is they've awarded a push on Bryce that went into, pushing Bryce into Manos, forcing Manos to spill it. I think you were watching the replay, Katie. Is that what happens?
Indeed. Ryan Losty trying to force the issue there right in the goal mouth, but it just, he did. He ultimately impeded the progress of Manos, impeded his ability to win and clear the ball. Of course, I don't think there's going to be any convincing the Eastern Lions of that. Adamant that was a fair play. But a let off for the Knights here with Manos sending it long.
Damo underneath it, nodded on, Drutsis battling with Mikulev to try to get in and immediately go again, and Drutsis did very well to just put the ball in on goal, but strong reaction from Manos, strong hands to collect. So Kula carrying it forward. Knights looking to go immediately other ends. Central now. Selic winds up again, blocked again. Hits it forward, Sumayoro can't quite get there before the last minute boot from, I think it was Ziggy Rizuki, puts it out for a corner kick.
He was on there too, Samaro, he was lurking. Rizuki again needing to be on point to clear that out. A bit more space in between the lines, a bit more movement, which is exactly what this game is needed. Begging for just someone to stand up and take the game apart.
Here we have Bolton standing over it. Hands go up, low ball in towards the near post. Cleared away. Sin with the clearance. Simakula back to Manos. Both substitute bench up and about, moving. Already seen the Knights make one change, bringing on Mikulev for Ishibashi. That's a good ball. Frangi now, touch lets him down, and then the follow-up from Albano came on him rather quickly and he puts it wide.
I think he had a bit more space than he thought there, a bit more time, a bit more space there, did Albano. Lovely bit of play there from Knights, though, a bit more space, a bit more class that, of course, Celic can provide through the middle of the park. Lovely ball in. Showing his technical class once again. Franchi bearing down here.
Press indeed coming in, forces Sin to turn and then just knock it long. Bounces past Marth. Drew just keeps coming. Maybe legs Mikulev a little bit there as he keeps coming through. Rizuki appeals for it, gets it. Rizuki, central for Drutsis, will eventually fall to him. Deep ball over the top, Losty giving chase, nice little flick. Can he find a teammate on the cutback instead? It looked like, well, Drutsis was lurking on the goal line, could have been a shot, could have been a cross, but really fluff touch at the end there, and it's collected by Manos.
You need to be careful. Did Marth right in that moment there had a bit of a handful of jump up. Need to be a lot more careful. I was looking at a penalty.
Here we go, bustling through. And tell me if you've heard this one before, but the final touch lets Melbourne Knights down.
And don't the Knights crowd know it? An audible crone there from the stands. I think they know that their side's capable of a lot more than what they're showing at the moment. And just a quick stud with Eastern Lions, 3 shots on target.
Just on the hour mark, maybe slightly better second half in attack for both of these sides, but nothing much yet. As Losty coming through, is this the moment as the ball just gets caught under his feet as he tries to burst through. Knights clear it away now. Albano giving chase. Sim just sends it the other way. Oh. Play at central. Rice's touch let him down. Coming together there between 2 Knights players. Knights throw in, intended for Frangie. Just sent into the famous Mark Viduka stands, but the Knights will gain a few metres. That one intended for the run of College, intercepted. In the end, College just attempts to win the ball back. Give away a free kick.
A little bit more end-to-end, a bit more space starting to open up between the lines. And might expect to happen a little bit more as this game goes on, a bit more tired legs out there.
Lions again trying to work that ball over the top. Have increasingly been doing that in the second half. But Drutsis gets past Mikulev, left-footed cross, doesn't find a teammate. And Rizuki has again won a free kick in a very similar area to the previous one, and this time he's staying down on the turf.
Looking very worse for wear there. The trains might be coming out to him momentarily, but very heavy challenge there for him.
He's a bit of a Zen master, yoga teacher. I think he's a freelance yoga teacher, so if you are looking to run a yoga workshop, give Ziggy Rizuki a call. He can find his chakra or his Zen or whatever exactly it is and shrug that injury off.
Restoring his chi, if you will.
Something like that. I'm not the Zen master, he is. Georgopoulos, though, looks like he will have undisputed rights to this free kick. Zuki ambles to just take up a defensive position to defend the transition. And Ioannis Georgopoulos chips it in. Manos comes and punches, and there's a big collision there. It was all ball from Manos, commanding his penalty area, as it is his right to do. His Lions player worse for wear as a result.
As he so often is, just very strong in his area, very strong in the challenge there was Manos. Part of the physical contact nature of this sport, unfortunately, there came off second best.
It is Staromitros. That is down there. Charlie Fry and Sim back in the back line, so on the process of elimination. There's the number 18, Konstantinos Staromitros.
More direction there from Steve Burbage and the Knights bench towards Frangie and Albano.
So we will be getting another change as well. Second one for the Knights. So it will be Luca College departing to be replaced by Steve Sokol, the former NPL WA man. Only 18 goals in 13 starts with Inglewood United last season, so one would hope that that means goals might be on the agenda for the Knights. He has 2 thus far this season.
Definitely take that second striker spot next to Frangie as well.
See Staromitros right in front of our broadcast position, preparing to come back on. Assistant just holding him back. defender gets the okay to come back on. Gets a look at the new man on the pitch, Steve Sokol. Bryce.
Given that sort of strength in the middle of the area, not really allowing the Knights much free rein, particularly through that centre of the park. They need to manufacture here something though. All well and good to be able to hold off the Knights, all well and good to be able to hold up the ball by their forwards. They're going to need someone to run onto that and link up with the likes of with the work that Losty and Drutzes have been putting in on the ball. Just that they lack that body at key moments here, Eastern Lions. Big reason why they're struggling the relegation zone at the moment.
Zelic dropping deeper and deeper. Trying to get the ball. So on that occasion, sends it across field. Simakula, Sokol, cleaned up, and that is potentially going to be a booking. Indeed, it will be a booking for Charlie Fry, who's coming in very late on the newly introduced Steve Sokol. And now, well, last time the Knights had a free kick in this sort of general vicinity, Zelic put it straight to the wall. Does he back himself to have another go? Will it be Franchi, perhaps? Looks like it will be. Former Marconi man. 4 goals to his name thus far. Started like a house on fire, has slowed down a bit as the season's progressed.
Sort of reflected the Knights' form a little bit in that instance. Had a good start, had a tough run of results, but now, you know, needing to get on the front foot here.
Here we go, Frangie. At least he clears the wall, but it's straight at Keegan Coulter.
Stat there, Knights 13 free kicks conceded to the Eastern Lions 11. Shows you what I guess is a bit of a stop-start nature of this game, with a fair few free kicks around the pitch tonight.
Metropolis. For Guinness Lambiris out there on the right. He comes from press coming in, forces a hospital pass, and here we go. Eastern Lions throw in deep on their attacking left flank. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Let's put it clear. Cries of man on come in. Stalomitris, hearing that, just puts it out here onto the quarry side of Knight Stadium, in front of MCF's position.
Very nearly taking home the match ball there too, really bouncing in our area there.
Pass. Just a Bryce. Francis pressuring Bryce. Chips it forward, Sokol, chests it down. Semakula provides the run. To Bryce. Nikolov wanted it, instead he goes forward to Sumayoro. Down to Frangie, and he goes from range, and it was always rising. And it gives the kids behind the goal something to chase.
I don't mind that though. Just need to take a bit more risks here. Do the Knights just need to somehow find an opening and take on that shot where they can. Maybe a few options getting ready on the bench as well. Lionel Masudi, of course, bringing a goal back late against Green Gully last Friday. Might be an option here tonight as he makes his way across the bench there.
Franchi holding it up. He gets it to Sumayoro, but then his pass intended for Gian Albano is sent clear.
Poor, that's poor. Time for Knights to reassess there, but Manos just couldn't quite nail the pass. Had more time on his side. Knights looking more and more, a little bit more disjointed there. Need a bit more direction here, a bit more pace to their game here.
Trying to get his side going. Kneels for a handball, ignored. Eastern Lions throw in. Nodded on. Slanderas was chasing, but always going to be there for Jack Martin to clear straight to his dugout. Throw in across the field. Rizuki's got a bit of time if he can control this, which he does. Sumayoro gets over quickly though to his right boot, so instead he just goes backwards with his left. Georgopoulos. Looping ball forwards, nobody really in particular. Nicholas clears.
Yang lipat coklat keju.
Sokol now facing
Keju.
the way he wants to go. Anything with it, but the Knights do retain possession. Mikulev just position it right back. Sumayoro in front of him. Instead, the Lions just getting into their defensive shape so quickly. Just no avenues through and very little movement off the ball for the Knights to try to create pockets of space or collapse this Lions defence.
Just very static, wasn't it? Lions with the discipline to draw back and to really not allow any space or any sort of time. And that sums it up.
Franchi giving away the free kick. Diadamo. Still yet to see the Lions turn to their bench in this one. Though then again, given that they are on a 3-game losing streak, perhaps the thinking is on the Lions bench. They'll take the point, given that the Knights aren't really looking like scoring. Why would you mess with that?
Very, very sound there at the moment. They just look generally pretty. They just generally look pretty good at the moment. Again, a point on the road is never a bad result, and they're doing just well to get themselves almost there.
Sean Kenny applying the pressure that induced the Knights to put it out for a throw-in. Knights trying to get forward, but no cross will be coming in as the Knights turn it over from the throw. Here we go. Is this the moment? Can Sumayoro get in behind? He's got Rizuki there with him. Sumayoro wanted to do it himself. Saw his name up in lights, but the shot was never on target.
You just sort of flat at it. It did the work of getting into the right position, but just couldn't quite make the absolute most of it. It's kind of summed up his night as well. Just frustrating. Just as well, we may see a change here. It looks like it'll be Lionel Masudi coming on, replacing number 14 Anthony Frangi.
Number 77. Instantly recognisable there. Maybe 7's his lucky number. Cooler. Andrea Lombardo. Wait for the board to end our suspense. Doesn't look like the board's going up, but it's the Adamo that has made way. And it is Will Ellis entering the fray. So the Adamo, he looked to be moving a bit gingerly as he came off, so maybe an injury in full substitution, Katie.
He's put in a lot of work tonight indeed, as the Adamo has put in pretty much a big performance, a big-hearted performance there, but again, Alice with a chance now to make a difference for his side. Looks like he may look to push forward here. We'll see how that goes.
Miles. Mikulev. Rizuki sends it back up the touchline. Easy to identify Ziggy Rizuki when he had that long hair. Has shorn that off. Semakula and then back inside to Morton. To Bryce, so the Knights just knocking it about before Bryce goes long. Suzuki gets ahead on it. Sumayoro takes it away from him. For Mikulev, that went behind him. Morton. Mikulev kept going. He's played his man through. Masudi's round the goalkeeper. Is that the winning goal? Lionel Masudi off the bench onto the score sheet, and the Knights lead 1-0.
Take about Lionel Masudi. Step up and take the moment. Wonderful goal there, timed that perfectly, persisted well there, got himself into the right space. Found it at the right time and buried the chance when he had it. Way to make an impact there, leaking up to provide the moment. Mikulev has put in a very good performance in this second half since coming on at half time. Exactly all.
For 80 minutes, the Knights now, the Eastern Lions now finding themselves a goal down, and ostensibly that defensive structure will have to become slightly looser as they push men forward in attack. You don't get points for bravery, you get points for wins and draws. And right now, the Lions set to miss out on the latter. Georgopoulos, Rizuki, Ellis. Back to Rizuki, just digs the ball forward. Collects the back of Ellis's calves. Has Mikulev to come in and collect. Drutz is stealing the ball away back for his side. Of a hospital pass there, I'm not sure. Well, it wasn't really a hospital pass, just Kenny wasn't ready for it. Sokol steals it away. And in the end, Albano wins his side a free kick. And it's going to be a booking as well for a professional foul, perhaps, just the pullback.
Very underrated quality to Albano's game is the ability to force defenders into challenges that they don't want to make and into spaces that they don't want to be. Again, he has that game-breaking quality, hasn't showed it nearly enough tonight, but again, when he does, it can, magic can happen, if you will, but important moments off the clock here for the Knights. They just look to soak these last few moments up here. Can't afford to rest on their laurels here. A second will just about break the back of the Eastern Lions, you would think. Staring down the barrel of another honourable loss of the visitors. They might get tired of hearing that after a short while in their battle to stay up.
Long range free kick from Selic, blocked away. Manos quickly out of his penalty area to collect. Stuff in danger, it was Sean Kenny. Big chase. Real desperation areas now for the Lions, but they've won the ball back. Central for Ellis. Semacola kept on coming to defend. In the end, the defensive hustle works out for his side. It's going to fall for Sumayoro. Ball forward to nobody really in particular. Masudi's going to give chase, as one would expect. And Masudi, can he? No. He's fouled his man. That would have been something.
At first look, that's a very soft foul. I thought just he was a lot more stronger in the challenge. There was Masudi.
Charlie Fry certainly went down quickly. It was the assistant that flagged for the foul before the referee could. We also see substitution being made. Alessandro Italian-born Alessandro Miglio spent time in the junior setups of a number of Italian clubs, the likes of Renate, Brescia and Monza. Now finds himself with the Eastern Lions. That one surely has gone out. Yes, it has. Imagine that's genuine. No, not really in the Lions' interest to be wasting time at this point.
Looking proppies he got up there, and even in his movements now. Again, some tired bodies out there, some heavy legs.
Sudi presents the option, the fresh legs. Selic charging through. Storamitros went for the same ball. In the end, it comes last off the Croatian.
Belum pulang? Hah? Iya, belum pulang ini.
Since it long.
Mbaknya belum pulang.
Atau aku berangkat siang.
Oh gitu.
Belinda apa ke gereja, jadi aku bikin berangkat siang.
Oh.
Makanya nonton sepak bola.
Iya, ada live.
Well, Alice, in no moods, the MCF fans leisurely retrieve the ball for him.
Kenapa?
All part of the fun down here at Summer Street, especially on the quarry side.
Oh, beda, beda. Iya.
Sudi battling for it.
Aku nggak paham.
Mitros keeps it in. Will Ellis. It's field to Sim, but then Sim's just given it straight to Sumayoro. Micallef. Across the fields. Albano down and blocked away at the last. There's Lambiris getting in the way.
He's been very accurate in his possession so far, has Micallef. Has just made very much the impact that was needed, especially at fullback when, you know, Ishibashi wasn't able to really generate any attacking momentum at all. Knights here just looking to absorb some time here. That's a foul.
Where is that? That is a free kick. From our position, difficult to see if that was in the penalty area, all just outside of it, as Albano fell to the turf. And was just outside, to the fortune of the Eastern Lions.
Nggak tahu bosnya.
Oh, kita nanti aja.
Iya. Berapa ya? 30 berapa?
Very close to the line, I think, on the replay, even still, yeah,
Nggak tahu sekarang.
just on the outside.
Morton and Selic. Standing
Kenapa?
over it. And Morton will depart, so this will be
Sekarang.
something for Selic on his right peg.
Iya.
Something in swinging. Perhaps he wants to go for goal himself. Look at Selic. Instead he'll square it. Then the shot comes in. Surely that's offside. No! He's on! And it is 2-0 to the Melbourne Knights. That one surely has to be straight out of the training track.
Simple yet effective there, Sumaro. Exactly what you need, exactly at this moment in time. That just about gets it done for the Knights here. Again, wasn't always pretty, controlled that down and just directed it home. Ugly but yet effective. 2-0 to the Knights. Outstanding in these last few moments. They pushed it, they pushed and pushed and pushed. Some second half substitutions, getting it done as well. Samaro's persisted all night, hasn't quite been his night here, but he gets on the score sheet nonetheless. His 4th of the season, if I believe.
Very well worked in the end. Looking at the replay, seems the run was timed to perfection, and now Sumayoro can come through. Is he greedy? Does he want to brace? He's back on his left, and now the shot, and the floodgates have indeed opened at Knights Stadium. 3-0 to the Melbourne Knights.
Not content with 1, not content with 2. It's now 3 here at Knights Stadium. Exactly what they needed. Not content to rest on their laurels. Just push the pace, just push into space even more. Samara doing well, played the ball perfectly. Albano just waited and waited. Sets that up beautifully as the Knights head into Easter with a big 3 points at home.
Breaking the game open in the dying stages are the Knights. Meanwhile, look at Selic, he's still down receiving treatment. The entire move took place with him down on the turf in what looks to be a bit of pain. Get to his feet.
He's been tireless today. He's put in, I think, on the ball in terms of his quality, he's been second to none out there. Might well be a bit tired. He might well be off for tonight as well. As the Knights prepare just the last change here. We'll confirm that in a brief moment.
Selic departing. So no sense in leaving him out there, even if it is nothing. Up 3-0 now. And it will be Joseph Cholina coming on for a bit of a late cameo. Won't exactly see much action, given that he's come on in the 90th minute, but at least he's coming on with his side up 3-0. We'll get 4 minutes of additional time here at Knights Stadium, as the Knights perhaps, well, they want a 4th. They are in the midst of a battle for the top 6. Goal difference is ever so important in said battle as Micallef gives chase. Of course, the Lions, second bottom coming into this one, definitely can't afford to concede that many, because goal difference could prove pivotal if there is a relegation battle. turn around the corner from Masudi's run, picked out. Just see though the energy burst that has come from these goals, just filling the boots of the Knights. Lano, so now on the score sheet, gives away that free kick.
Sometimes it's just not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and fair play to the Knights for really just sort of persisting against I guess a pretty tireless opponent in the Eastern Lions. They were just defensively they were very stout. It took something to really break through that, and they were able to find exactly what they needed. Lionel Masudi, again, with the impact off the bench, he can be a
Coulter. Sent back by Bryce. Sudi tries to just nod it on. Micallef. Loopy ball over the top. Sokol's there, headed clear by Sid. Jolina. Micallef. It's full time here at Knights Stadium. They left it late, did the home side, but when they did, they certainly finished with a wet sail. 3 goals in the final exchanges leaves Melbourne Knights the victors in a game where, well, we talked about it, the Lions defended bravely for 80 minutes, but games last 90 minutes, Katie. And in the end, they will leave Sunshine pointless and disappointed.
And for the Knights, exactly what they needed to do. They needed more, and they had to find more, and they just did exactly that. Fair play to Steve Bebic. I think he got his subs spot on tonight, not just because they scored either, just sort of changed the shape. As a bit of stats come through for you now, 7 shots for the Knights, 4 of which are on target, 3 of those being scored. So good conversion there as well. Once they're able to find those chances, they were able to put them away. And it's a difficult one for the Lions. It was a tough contest for them to find themselves in. They did well for long stretches of it, but that quality was lacking in key moments. They could have found themselves, if they had that quality, they could have found themselves in the lead here tonight very easily. But it's the Knights who really persisted and who really put away their frustrations there to finish in a strong way. And that's exactly the mark of a good team. When they're not playing well, you find a way, and that's exactly what they needed to do tonight.
So goals to the substitute, Lionel Masudi, as well as Mohamed Sumayoro and Gian Albano doing the business for the Melbourne Knights as they amble over here towards our broadcaster position. Not to clap us, we assure you, but to clap the MCF fans here on the Quarry side of the stadium. The final score here at Knights Stadium, Melbourne Knights 3, Eastern Lions 0. My name is Joey Lynch. I've been joined by Katie Lambeski on the call. Well, just a reminder, you can catch all the action from this week. NPL Men's Victoria Games, NPL Women's Victoria Games, all the under-21s action, select NPL 2 games, select NPL 3 games, soon to be Victorian Women's Premier League matches as well on npl.tv. For now, goodbye.